The sound of the water echoes softly in the apartment bathroom, streaming rolling against the glass shower door. Jungkook stood under the spray, his dark hair slicked back, droplet running down to his broad shoulders. The day had been long, like every other day, lately an exhausting tuggle at the body, but beneath that cold, tired expression, there was a restless edge he couldn't quite shake, a longing only one person could quiet. The hung Jungkook turned his head slightly, catching sight of his husband's reflection through the midst glass. Taehung was sitting on the edge of their bed, scrolling on his phone, pretending he didn't notice Jungkook's presence. The soft glow from the bedside lamp lit up Taehung's face, his frustration, features relaxed but decent. Jungkook felt a flicker of irritation, not at Taehung, but at himself. He'd been so drawn in work that he did barely spoke to him all evening. Taehung had tried to talk at dinner, had softly asked how his day was, but Jungkook's reply had been short. His mind still at the office now. Taehung was not even looking at him. Jungkook stepped out of the shower, grabbing the towel to wrap around his waist. Water dropped from his body, leaving faint trails on the floor as he walked into the bedroom. Jungkook, Tae. Tae didn't look up. He hummed softly, distracted, finger still scrolling. Jungkook's phone slightly standing in front of him. Jungkook, are you ignoring me? Tae said, finally setting the phone down there, glancing at him. His eyes were calm, almost too calm. Nothing to say. The quiet tone struggled more than if Taehung had snapped at him. Jungkook's jaw tightened. He didn't like when Taehung went quiet like this. It means he hurt him somehow. Jungkook down, resting his elbow on Taehung's knee. Jungkook, talk to me, Tae. Taehyung looked at him for a moment, his lip pressed into a thin line. Taehyung, you came home late again. You barely said anything. What do you want me to say, Jungkook? The words was not harsh, but they were heavy, carrying all the frustration. Taehyung didn't was often. Jungkook's chest tightened. He promised himself when they got married that he won't make Taehyung feel neglected, but here they were. Jungkook didn't answer. Instant, he stood and gently tugged Taehyung's hand. Taehyung, what? Jungkook came with me. Taehyung, Jungkook. Before Taehyung could protest, Jungkook was pulling him up from the bed, guiding him towards the bathroom. Taehyung stumbled, slightly confused, but following. Taehyung, what are you doing? Taehyung, why? Why are we? Jungkook opened the glass shower door, steam slipping into the room. Taehyung, wait! Oh no, Jungkook! I just changed into clothes. Jungkook didn't answer. Instead, he tuggled gently at Taehyung's shirt, lifted it over his hand despite Taehyung's soft protest. Taehyung, Jungkook, I'm serious. What are you doing? Jungkook leaned closer, his voice low but firm. Jungkook, you are upset with me. I got it. Jungkook helped him step out of his bottom, then guide him into warm water. Taehyung let out a soft gasp at the sudden heat. Taehyung, Jungkook stepped in behind him, put his arms around Taehyung's waist. The water poured over them, soaking Taehyung's hair, lashed against his forehead. Jungkook, I miss you today. Taehyung heart skipped. Jungkook didn't often say things like that out loud. Taehyung, oh, you didn't act like it. Uh, Jungkook, I know. His voice was quiet, filled with guilty. He pressed his forehead against Taehyung's shoulders, tightened his hold. Jungkook, I'm sorry. Taehyung lip-parted applause from Jungkook was rare. Not because he was stubborn, but because he always tried to show his feeling through action rather than words. Hearing him say sorry now made something in Taehyung's chest open. Taehyung, you work too much, Jungkook. I do. Taehyung turned his head slightly, looking at him. Taehyung, you are always tired. You barely talk to me anymore. Jungkook's jaw clenched. He lifted his head, meeting Taehyung's gaze. Jungkook, I'll do better. Don't be distance me with me. I hate it. The raw honesty in Jungkook's voice made Taehyung breathe. He stayed quiet, just looking at his husband. Jungkook leaned in slowly, brushing his lips over Taehyung. It was soft, tentative, like he was asking for permission. Taehyung didn't pull away, but he didn't that either. Jungkook raised his forehead against Taehyung. Water running between them. Jungkook, I love you. Taehyung closed his eyes. Then show me, Jungkook. Jungkook smiled faintly at the challenge in Taehyung's voice. He kept Taehyung's face gently him again, this time with more intention. There was warmth, not rush or demanding. Taehyung's hand finally came up, resting on Jungkook. When they finally apart, Taehyung's cheeks were not just from the heat of the shower. Jungkook better. Taehyung gave him a small smile. Taehyung, a little. Jungkook softly another to his forehead. They stood like that for a while, the water washing away some of the tension. When they stepped out, Jungkook wrapped a towel around him, drying his hair gently. Jungkook, oh, you're warm. Taehyung, because you dragged me into a hot shower. Jungkook waited. Taehyung rolled his eyes but didn't hide the small smile tugging in at his lips. They changed into fresh clothes, Jungkook stealing soft every few moments as if it make up for his earlier. Once they were settled in bed, Taehyung's foot buzzed on the nightstand. He reached for it and answered. His eyes widened when he saw the caller ID. Taehyung, oh, hi mom. Jungkook glanced over, curious, as Taehyung's voice softened. Taehyung, oh, tomorrow night? Dinner? Appa, Appa back already? There was a pause, then Taehyung smiled softly. Taehyung, of course, Jungkook, and I will come. He had hung up and looked at Jungkook. Taehyung, oh, my parents want us over for dinner tomorrow. Appa came back from abroad today. Jungkook nodded. Jungkook, we'll go. What time? Taehyung, 7. Jungkook reached over taking Taehyung's hand. Jungkook, I'll leave work early, I promise. Jungkook, Taehyung stretched his face. for a moment and then nodded, trusting him. Then, oh, okay. They turned off the lights, settled into bed. Jungkook whispered an arm around their waist, pulling him closer. Jungkook, I'll make it up tomorrow. Then, you do better, Jungkook. The top of his head, Jungkook. I love you, Tae. Tae, I love you too. The morning light peeked through the thin curtain, casting soft golden ray over the bedroom. Then stretching work first, clinking sleepily at the warmth of Jungkook's arm around his waist. Jungkook was still asleep, his features soft and poised in the morning light. Taehyung studied him for a moment, brushing a straight lock of his hair, his forehead. Jungkook looked so peaceful like this. Sunlight, the cold, soft sea, the world knew him as. Then smiled faintly, leaning forward to press a light to his cheeks. The day ahead felt important. Dinner for his parents meant a lot to him, especially since his father had been away for months. He wanted Jungkook there by his side, not just as his husband, but as the man he loved so deeply. But the time Jungkook walked, Taehyung was around the apartment, humming softly as he tightened up. Jungkook, you are up early. Jungkook's voice was still thin with sleep as he leaned against the bedroom door frame, watching Taehyung fold some clothes. Taehyung, I couldn't sleep in. I'm excited to see my parents tonight. Jungkook, you haven't seen your dad in a month, right? Then yeah, and it'll be nice for you to relax a bit too. No laptop, no calls, just dinner with family. Jungkook smiled softly, walking over to offer his arms around Taehyung's waist, forehead behind Jungkook. Oh, you make it sound like I am addicted to work. Taehyung raised an eyebrow, glancing over his shoulders. Taehyung, are you saying you are not? Jungkook chuckled, resting his chin on Taehyung's shoulders. Jungkook, I'll leave early, I promise. Didn't I? Taehyung leaned back into him, slightly nodding. Chalo. Taehyung, you did. The day passed slowly for Taehyung, but Jungkook, day was the opposite side. The office was just meeting, dragged on after another deadline looming, an unexpected crisis leaning on his desk. He barely had time to eat, let alone check his phone. At 6:30, while Taehyung was already dressed neatly in a soft cream, and Jungkook was still in his office, sleeve rolled over, tight loose, eyes clubbed to his laptop screen. His phone buzzed once, then twice. He glanced at it briefly, seeing Taehyung's name, but another empire rushed in with paperwork, and he pushed the thought aside. Taehyung on call. Jungkook, are you leaving soon? Dinner is 30 minutes. The call went to voicemail. Taehyung tried again and again. Nothing. He is anxiously growing as he grabbed his key. He hit go first and explained to his parents maybe Jungkook would still make it. The restaurant was warm and softly it lit laughter and clinic cutely flooding the air. The young stopped his parents at the corner table, his mother waving cheerfully as he approached the mom. Oh, there is our baby, She stood in, hugged him tightly. Tahang, her mom. His father smiled warmly, patting his shoulders as they sat down. Tahang dad, Jungkook. Where is Jungkook? Parking the car. Tahang frozen for a second. Tahang stopped his parents at the corner table. His mother waved as he approached. Tahang frozen for a second, then forced a small smile. He had to step back forward. Tahang mom, uh, that's a shame. We haven't seen him in so long. Guilty Jane and Tahang. He tried to focus on the conversation, laughing softly as his father stories, answering his mother's question. But there was an impatient beside him where Jungkook should have been. Every time he glanced at his phone, there was no missed call, no message. Hours passed. By the time dinner was over, Taehyung had placed it on enough smart. Glanced at his phone. There was no missed call, no message. Hours passed by the dinner. But inside, his heart was heavy. He heard them both goodbye, promising to visit again soon and draw home in silence. When he stepped into their apartment, it was dark. Jungkook wasn't home yet. Taehyung set his car key down, his hand trembling slightly. The anger he's been holding back all night was bubbling up now, mixing with disappointment. It was almost midnight when Jungkook finally walked out the door, looking exhausted. He loosened his tie, kicking off his shoes, and frozen when he saw Taehyung sitting slightly on the couch, arms crossed. Jungkook, Tae, you are still up? Taehyung didn't answer. Jungkook walked closer, confused by the heavy silence. Jungkook, what's wrong? Taehyung, you didn't came? Jungkook blinked. Jungkook, dinner. Taehyung, yes, for dinner. His voice cracked slightly. Jungkook's heart sank. Jungkook, Tae, a walk. Taehyung, walk? It's always walk. Jungkook flinched at the way his name sounded in Taehyung's voice. Cold, sharp, hurt. Taehyung, you promised me. You said you leave early. Taehyung, I know. I'm sorry. Things up and you couldn't even call me, text me, let me know you were not coming. Jungkook's mouth opened, but no excuse felt good enough. Taehyung shook his head, tears spilling up. Taehyung, do you know how embarrassing it was sitting here, trying to explain to my parents why you couldn't bother to show up? Jungkook edged. Jungkook, Taehyung, don't. I'm tired. He stood brushing past Jungkook, heading towards the bedroom. Jungkook followed him quietly, heart pounding. Taehyung changed into his in silence, then climbed into bed. Taehyung his back to him. Jungkook, Tae, please. Taehyung didn't respond. Jungkook stood there for a long moment, feeling helpless. He stripped down to his and slipping into beside Taehyung. He reached out, but Taehyung flinched away. The rejection stung, but Jungkook understood. He stared at the ceiling in the dark, guilt twisting in his stomach. The next morning was cold, not the weather, But then he moved around the apartment without a word, either around the without a word, eating breakfast alone, not looking at Jungkook. Jungkook tried several times to speak, but the silence was sharp enough to cut. By the time evening came, Jungkook had enough. Taehyung was in the feeling laundry when Jungkook walked in. Taehyung, we need to talk. Taehyung didn't look up. Taehyung, I don't have anything to say. Jungkook patience snapped, not in anger but in a depression. He stepped forward, gently grabbed Taehyung's waist and pulling him towards the bathroom. Taehyung, Jungkook, let go. Jungkook, no. His voice was low, serious. Taehyung stopped struggling, started by the tone. Jungkook, doors shut, turning to face him. Jungkook, talk to me, Tae. Yell at me, hit me, whatever you want, just do. Just don't ignore me. Taehyung's eyes filled with tears, and he finally let them fall. Taehyung, you don't get it? I need you here. It wasn't just dinner. My dad hadn't been home in a month, and I wanted him to see us happy together. I wanted them to see the man. Jungkook ashes at the word. He cupped Taehyung's face gently. Jungkook, I'm sorry. I messed up. I should be there. I should be put you first. Taehyung lip trembled. Taehyung, you always say that. Jungkook winced. He didn't want to be that kind of. Jungkook, let me show you. I mean it. Taehyung looked at him, conflicted. Jungkook leaned closer, his voice soft but firm. Jungkook, Tae, and I can't stand you being mad at me. Please don't shut me out. Taehyung stayed silent for a long moment, tears sticking his cheeks. Jungkook gently wiped them away, pulling him into his. For a moment, Taehyung didn't move. Then he slowly melted into clutching his. Taehyung, I'm still mad at you. Jungkook smiled softly. His Jungkook, I'd be worried if you want. They stood there for a while, the tension eating just slightly. The top of Taehyung's head slightly promised himself he never make him feel like this again. But promises are only words until they are proven, and Jungkook knew he had a lot to prove. The bathroom was quite expensive for the faint drop of water. The sink Taehyung stepped again, his feet shaky. His finger cut directly into the fabric of Jungkook, held him like he was the most precious thing in the world. His chin resting on head, heart aching from guilt. Jungkook closed his eyes, breathing in familiar scent. He'd been so consumed by deadline, meetings, and responsibilities that had been forget what really mattered. The warmth in his arms right now, that was everything. Jungkook Tae, his voice was low, soft as thought saying Taehyung's name too. Loudly might break the moment Taehyung respond. Not looking up. Jungkook, I can't undo last night, but I don't want you to feel like I am choosing work over you Because I'm not. You are my everything. You know that, right? The hungry upon his dad, but he didn't speak. Jungkook gently cupped his face. Turtle lit up, so their eyes met. The hung less warm lamp. His cheeks flushed from crying, and Jungkook felt his heart crack all over again. Jungkook, I'm sorry. I was not here for you, for your parents. I was not thinking. I just got caught up and I didn't even check my phone. That was wrong. Taehang sniffed softly, his lips together. Taehang, you promised, Jungkook. I was waiting. I kept looking at the door, thinking maybe you show up later. But his voice trailed off, and Jungkook pulled him his temple gently. Jungkook, I know. I broke that promise, and I don't want to ever see you look at me like you did last night again. It's hard. It felt like I was losing you. Their eyes softened at the vulnerability in Jungkook's voice. Jungkook was not one to show his emotion easily, but when he did, the hung always felt in his chest. The hung, ah, I was so angry at you. I didn't even know if I wanted to talk to you. Jungkook, oh, you had every right to be angry. I deserve it. Tang said softly, leaning his forehead again. Jungkook, Tang, I just wanted you to be there because you are my safe place. My family love you, Jungkook. They was excited to see you and I. His whole heart. I wanted to show them how happy I am with you. Jungkook had glanced at that quiet confession. He gently lifted the young chin again, his thumb brushing over his soft cheeks. Jungkook, I'll make it up to you, Taehang. Give me a look, Taehang. How? Jungkook lip curled into a small, determined smile. Jungkook, by proving to you that you more than anything, meeting deadlines or just stupid project. He leaned down a soft Taehang. It was not rush or heat. It was tender and full of unspoken words. They hung frozen for a moment, then melted into it. His hand resting on Jungkook's shoulders, Jungkook pulled back slightly, looking into Tae's eyes. Jungkook, let me show you, Tae. Let me fix this. Jungkook didn't waste time. That evening, instead of resting to his office or checking emails, he decided every second to Taehyung. He cooked dinner for them, a rare sight that had Taehyung both assume and thirst. Taehyung, oh, you cooking? Jungkook, don't so surprised. Taehyung Chaka leaning against the counter as he watched Jungkook try and failed to chop vegetable neatly. Taehyung, I'm not sure if I should be impressed or worried. Jungkook, both. The kitchen filled with soft laughter, warmth, replacing the tension that had clouded the apartment. When they finally sat down to eat, Taehyung was smiling again. Later that night, Jungkook led Taehyung to their bedroom. The atmosphere was calm. Candles flickered softly on the dresser, filling the room with a warm glow. Taehyung, You did all this? Jungkook nodded, taking his hand. Jungkook, I wanted tonight to feel like it was just for us. No discretion, no phone calls, just you and me. They hung hard solo at the first. Jungkook had put in, he always knew Jungkook loved him deeply, but moments like these remind him just how much Jungkook pulled him closer, their body pressed together. His hand rested on Taehyung's waist and he leaned in him again. This time was filled the emotions. Jungkook, I didn't say it enough, but you say so much. It screams me sometimes. Taehyung eyes and it cupped Jungkook's face gently. Taehyung, I love you too. Even when I am mad at you, even when you mess up, I still. Jungkook smiled softly, leaning in him again, his hand moving up to cuddle Taehyung's face. Jungkook, I'll do better for us. Taehyung's lips cut into a small smile, and he rested his hand against Jungkook. Taehyung, I know you will. The night unfolds slowly, tenderly. They talk for hours about work, family, their dream for the future. Jungkook leaning intently, asking, questioning, holding Taehyung's hand as if afraid to let go. For the first time in a week, Taehyung felt completely at peace. As they lay in bed, Taehyung curled up against Jungkook. They are tangled together. Taehyung, you know what would really make it up to me? Jungkook playing with Taehyung's hair. Jungkook, what's that? Taehyung, come with me to my parents' house this weekend. No excuse. Jungkook chuckled softly. Jungkook, deal. Taehyung smiled satisfied. He leaned up to Taehyung one last time before snuggling closer. Taehyung, I know they drifted off like that, puppet in each other's arms. The storm between them finally coming 2 days later. Taehyung kept his promise. Jungkook kept his promise. He showed up at Taehyung's parents' home, followed his hand, bowing respectfully to his in-laws, and applauding for missing dinner. Taehyung's parents welcomed him warmly, touched by his sincerity. Taehyung stood beside him, pride glowing in his eyes as he watched Jungkook laugh with his dad and help his mom sit in the table. For the first time in a while, everything felt right. That night, as they drove home, Taehyung reached for Jungkook's hand. Jungkook glanced over, smiled softly as he leans their fingers together. Taehyung, you are trying, Jungkook, for you. I'll always try. Taehyung reached on Jungkook's hand, glanced over, smiled softly as he leaned their forehead together. Taehyung, you're trying, Jungkook, for you. I always try. Taehyung leaned his hand on Jungkook's shoulders. Heartful, Taehyung, thank you. Jungkook top of his hand at the spotlight, whispering softly. Jungkook, no thank you for loving me even when I don't make it easy. Taehyung smiled, closing his eyes at the city light. But outside the car window, in the quiet tender moment, they both knew that no matter how many storms comes their way, and they always fix their way back to each other, and that was all either of them.